Good evening, guys. Just give me a minute just to make sure that my microphone is connected, and it's just told me it is, so I'm believing the audio is fine. So I'm going to get on with the video. And Merry Christmas to everybody. Give me a minute. Good evening, guys, and Merry Christmas. I know I haven't been around for a while. Let's just get rid of this volume. Yeah, I've not done anything for a while. I've been busy. Been really busy, guys, over the past 2-3 weeks, and I will explain. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but just whatever. See it in two halves, split up. Yeah, because I've got quite a bit to tell you. So first thing first, let's get rid of my walking stick. I need that now, just it's more for balance than anything else. Hang on. Yeah. We're going to save this till last. That is the very last. I will explain that at the end. So yeah, a bag full of games. I know it's not, I mean, normally people, it's a CAX bag, isn't it? They're CEX. I don't do CAX, guys. So yeah, it's just the bag of games, which I mentioned in my last video. Oh, God. I mentioned in my last video that I bought a load of Ps1 games from a friend of a friend of a friend. I didn't even know the guy. I never met him before in my life. Anyway, before we get to that, I'm going to come to this game. This has nothing to do with a friend of a friend of a friend. This is an eBay game. So, it's called Crypt Killer. And this is the English PAL game. English PAL release. It is complete with manual. Now, the thing with this was, I seen it on eBay, and I clicked on it, and I'm thinking, yeah, I'd have that. Been after this game for ages, guys. Been after it years, about 2, 3, 4, probably 5. It's very rare it comes up on eBay. There's a couple on there right now, but there's problems. One of them that is on there right now is selling for about 40 quid. It's got no front inlay. Another one has got no manual for about 40, 50. I saw this come up for like 60 quid. I'm thinking, yeah, I'd pay that. It's really, really good condition. The jewel case, there's no cracks. Manual is mint. I don't like using the word mint, but well, the disc is absolutely, there's no way of showing you properly, but yeah. Anyway, so I messaged the seller, and no, I didn't. Right, I seen it. I clicked on to buy. I then got a message from eBay saying that I cannot buy this product because the seller refused to sell to me. I was like, that don't make sense. So anyway, what I did then is I emailed the seller saying, I don't understand. I've gone to buy this game, but it's come up saying, do you want to sell it to me? And at first, I didn't recognise the name. So anyway, he wrote back. He says, yeah, he says, I blocked you because I sold you a game about a year ago and you sent it back saying it didn't work. And the game, and he did mention the game, and it was Jaws. I did a video on it where I explained that I bought a game called Jaws Unleashed for the original Xbox, and it didn't load. It came up as a DVD. So, given the benefit of that, I've got my crystal Xbox here, which I first put it into, and it came up. It wanted a DVD remote, and I was like, no. And I've got a normal black Xbox console that works perfectly, which is stored away. So I thought, get that out, see if that loads it. So I put it in, and it did the same. It prompted DVD. So I'm thinking, no. So I sent the game back. I sent the game back, and he sent me a message. Oh, I did say that I was going through returns through eBay because I'm guaranteed money back. So anyway, send the game back. I then got a message, an email from him saying, "You're not going to get a refund because it's no returns because it's eBay, mate." I says, "I'm going to get a refund. You're going to get the game back, and I'm going to get refunded." And at the time, the game was worth 60 something pound. It's gone up since. People are asking stupid money now, right? 100 and something pound now. So anyway, I sent it back. Obviously, he blocked me from buying from him. And that is where it come from. So anyway, I thought, oh, fair enough, I won't buy it. A few days went by, my son turned up. Kev, my son Kev turned up. And I mentioned it to him, and he goes, "Oh, I can order it, Dad." So what I did, I gave him the money to what the game was worth, and he ordered it. So yeah, so I got it in the end anyway. So if Mr. I can't remember his, I wish I could remember it. But yeah, and it's absolutely brilliant condition. All works, and it is a rare game. And it is the English, it's not the European version, it's UK PAL. Well happy with that. So now we're back to the bag of games, which came from, I mentioned this as well, where in my last video, friend of a friend of a friend. He goes, "Do you buy games?" And I was like, "Yeah, I buy games." He goes, "I know somebody who's got a load of games that was given to him." And he didn't know any more than that. So I was like, anyway. In the end, we ended up where he drove me to this guy's flat. Now, I've never met this person in my life. He was a youngish lad. He looked like he was in his 30s, early 30s, well, late 20s. So on them, you don't ask the age. So anyway, he looked like he was in his late 20s, early 30s. Younger than my sons, basically. But he also come across to me as a couple of sandwiches short of a picnic. Now, this is no way of taking advantage of him. It's just the way it is. Everybody wants a bargain. So before I get a lot of flack in the comments, I didn't take advantage. I gave him options, loads of options, and reasons. Now, anyway, we turn up at this flat. And the guys, he says, "Yeah," he says, "I've got this big bag full of games." It was a big black bin liner. No word of lie, guys. It was just a big black bin liner with a knot tied up. And this bin liner was stuffed into his kitchen sink and under his kitchen sink where you got your cupboards. And it was just shoved in there. So anyway, walking, he's pulled the bag out and he's even slammed it on the ground. He's not took no care or anything. So I'm thinking, this don't look good. I'm wondering what type of games are in there. So anyway, he undoes the bag. And I could not believe what I was seeing. Guys, now, these games have been mistreated. To cut a long story short, it turns out that he had a member of his family that had passed away. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. During the conversation that I had with this guy, I said to him, I'm a YouTuber, I do videos, and this will go out as a video on YouTube, so I'm going to give him the utmost respect. But I did say to him that, anyway, he's undone this bag. And he's like, he starts pulling games out and throwing them on the floor. I'm like, mate, because these are PS1 games, the jewel cases are fragile. So anyway, most of the jewel cases were smashed anyway because of the years. I did say to him, how long have you had these? And I think he said about 4 years. That was handed down to him from a family member. Now, this guy is not a gamer. He don't collect games. He's got no consoles. There's nothing to do with gaming whatsoever. But apparently a family member got this big bag game and said, there you go, they're yours. Right. So I start looking through the games. And I'm thinking, oh, wow, oh, my God. These are unbelievable. Even going by the fact that the jewel cases, they all had smashed hinges, cracks, which is why I'm going to explain that. I've literally spent the last 2 to 3 weeks buying cheap PS1 games just to replace the cases. Yeah. Anyway, he's... And I stopped him at one point. I goes, mate, you need to treat him a little bit more careful. So I started looking through the games in the bag. The ones I've got here, again, it's not a CEX bag, guys. I heard the talk, but it's not a CEX. Asda. Right, so I start rummaging through, and I said to him, I goes, look, mate, I says, right, there's reasons that need to be appointed, sort of thing. I says, there's no way I would have gone out of my way to buy these sort of games, because I said to him, I'll be honest with you, a lot of these are quite expensive. And I says, they're not tested. Because you've got no... Well, I did ask if it was tested. He said no, because he ain't got consoles. I says, right, so if they're not tested, I wouldn't have gone out my way to go out looking for these games, because they would have normally, in a normal situation, been out of my price range. I mean, most of these games are 50 quid minimum. So anyway, I pulled out the bag what I was wanting. And I think there's about 10 or 11 PS1 games. He had other games in there, which some of them was totally wrecked. Some of them was scratched up, was beyond. So I just totally dismissed them. But the ones I pulled out, I was like, yeah, I'm really interested in these. And goes, have you got a price? Anyway, he looks at me, just goes, £100. And I thought, this guy ain't got a clue. This guy, I was shocked in a way, but to be fair, I'll be honest with you, I didn't let him know that I was shocked. I just turned to myself and thought, oh, this guy ain't got a clue, he don't know. So I said to him, because have you ever considered like taking them to somewhere like CEX? Or he goes, yeah, but they're all smashed, aren't they? Like some of the And I thought, yeah, fair dues. All of the jewel cases was cracked, smashed, hinges missing. But 9 times out of 10, guys, the disc was really good, really good. They've all got the manuals. There's nothing missing. They've all got the original inlays with no damage, but the jewel cases, we all know what PS1 are like. Anyway, so anyway, he turned around and he goes, £100. I felt a little bit sorry for him. So I goes, tell you what, mate, I'll give you 120. And he went, really? Really? So I was like, yeah, mate, I'll give you 120 quid. I'm not taking the piss because he's probably going to watch this video because he did subscribe to my channel. His name's Daryl. I did say to him, can I mention your name? His name is Daryl. So anyway, yeah, I got a bargain. But like I said, I did say to him, have you considered going through CEX or putting them on eBay? And he went, no, I don't do it like that. I got given them for free. He did get given them for free. He didn't care about them. The people, his members of his family that gave him for free didn't care about them. So, and I'm thinking, okay, then, right. And that, just want to make sure I've explained everything. Right, the part of the story is, right, and I'm going to show you the first game. This is Galaxian 3. Now, bear in mind, guys, I've replaced all these cases. And these are all UK PAL. So we've got Galaxian 3. Absolutely, guys, there's not a scratch on that disc. This is mint. Don't like using the word mint, but so yeah. Got Galaxian 3. It's European, by the way, but we have got the English up top. Anyway, the next one. These are in no particular order, by the way. I've not put these in any because I don't really know the order. I don't know some of these games. Some of these games I've never heard of. Anyway, we've got... What's this called? We've got Yusha, Heaven's Gate. Nah. It's PAL. I don't know anything about this game at all. We have got... It's got the manual. Obviously... And again, the disc is absolutely mint. Yeah, the disc is absolutely... It's pointless showing the list to the camera because it never picks up properly. So the third one is Millennium Soldier. There you go. Again, English PAL. And like I say, bear in mind, guys, I have to change virtually every case. Every jewel case was smashed, but the discs are literally perfect. Just going to go through these quickly. So now this one, I saw there's a channel called Goblin Retro Goblin. He had this game, and as soon as he put it up, I'm thinking, so right, and this is Driver 1 and 2 on a double. This, guys, this is the only game that wasn't smashed, where the dual case, I haven't had to change this at all. It's perfect, guys. Absolutely perfect. Whether these are tougher than PS1 dual cases, I don't know. But guys, I didn't have to change this. And the one thing he mentioned on his channel was obviously the game, and you've got the manual where it says Atari down the side. He mentioned that on his channel. And I didn't know this at the time. So, yeah, so you've got the original manual, then you've got driver. That's the. Is that a demo disc for driver 3? I believe. Anyway, then we go to driver 2, which again, we've got. There's the original manual because it says Atari down the side. If you go and buy driver 1 and 2, which is if you go to Retro Goblin Retro, can never get that right. I'm sorry, I apologise. If you look at a normal driver game, driver 1 or 2, look at the manual, that is missing. So that bit there to be in this compilation is important. And I didn't know that until I watched Retro Goblin. And these games, guys, they are absolutely mint. So, yeah. And there's no cracks. And I believe these dual cases are a lot tougher than PS1 dual cases anyway. So, anyway. This one caught my eye. This is R-Type Delta. And it's the English PAL R-Type Delta. Again, I keep saying it, I know, got the manual. And I keep saying it, I have changed all of the, and again, the disc is absolutely flawless. I've changed all the dual cases. I've spent the last 2 weeks playing them, testing them, because I did say to him, I says, do they work? Do the games work? And he said, no, because I don't know. He says, I can't test them because I haven't got a PlayStation. The guy's obviously he's not a gamer. So yeah. And that is where I kind of like, I admit I took a little bit of advantage, and he knows this. I did say to him, I said to him, if you'd brought them to me, if you'd have brought these games to me, I could have tested them before I brought them, which would have been, I said to him, it would have took me about a couple of weeks tests, go through them, which I have done. I've done all that, played them. All of them work. They all load, they all work. But I don't care. So he had no. What I don't want is people to come in on my comments and say, oh, you've ripped them off, you've done this, you've done that. It's not that, guys. You weren't there. You don't know. I spent 2 hours with this guy just trying to explain, like, he could go to CEX, he could go through eBay, he could get more money, even if he sold them as game and disc only. So, yeah. Anyway, next one. We've got Project Overkill. And again, it's the English. I did say to him, because so a family member that you got these off, I says that the family member that you got these off, I goes, look, that disc is flawless. That is absolutely, there's no point in showing. Anyway, I says, the family member you got him off. I goes, was he a gamer? He says, I don't know. He says, I don't even know him. This is where I started to realise this guy was... I did say to him, I'm going to say to you, is you a little bit short, like a sandwich short of a picnic because you're not clued up? And he kind of... So anyway... Guys, it gets better the deeper I go, really. Anyway, here we go. So we got... This is a game that I knew about, but I've never played. And it's called... It's called Poed. P-O-E-D. I'm going to try and that is... Yeah. Nice. The size that manual, guys. That is, yeah. Goblin Retro, mate. It's not big enough for yours, I don't think. But, again, it is complete, and that disc is... I don't like using the word mint, so I'm going to avoid it. But it is absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, Poed. I've never played it. I don't know it. Some sort of horror game. Yeah. Yes, I could not... I was even in two minds how to do this video because I didn't want to put the guy in a position where he was going to feel embarrassed because, like I said to him, but there is another story, which I did say to him, can I add this story to my video? And he went, yeah. So near the end, there's a little bit of a story that happened where the police turned up at his flat while I was there. Guys, I was there like rummaging through the games and we got boom, boom, boom all around. He goes, so on, there's police officers. I've come to that in a bit. It's funny as F. But I did say to him, can I put that in my video? Can I explain it? And he said, yeah, of course you can. Because obviously, like, he's got my YouTube, so he is going to be watching. I'm going to be as polite and nice as I can. But I did also say to him, I take no prisoners. So it's like, here we go. Anyway, next one. This is a sealed... Now, I'm surprised because this is a sealed, brand new sealed Ps1 game with the original seal. I realised why it was sealed. It's called Space Rider for the PS1, and it's guys, it's a Phoenix game, which take a lot of flack. Same, I will never open it. I could not believe the way that this bag was manhandled and thrown around. It's been there 4 years under his kitchen sink. How the hell is that not damaged? Even the disc. Everything's in place. All you can hear there is a manual. So yeah, obviously it's a Phoenix game, which probably crap, probably cheap, but I don't care. Anyway, so we get to, what's this called? Oh yeah, Space Debris, which obviously you know what space debris, you know what debris means. And it's English. They're all in every one of these games, guys. I think apart from one was English. There was one that was European, but it still had English text. So yeah. And again, I need sort of that. That's just fell out of its position. Yeah. Let's do that 'cause I'm a bit OCD's kicking in, guys. There you go. Right. So yeah, we've got the manual. I don't know this game. I have no idea this game, but yeah, the disc is make of it what you will. That is fantastic. And like I say, let me just check some. Oh no, it's part of the pattern. I thought there was a crack in the disc, but it's not. It's part of the pattern. So yeah, and like I say, the cases. Don't forget, guys. I've changed all of these cases. Every case was smashed. There was big chunks missing, the broken hinges, but I think that's why you're looking about £100. That's fair dues. But doing my, we're going to come to the last game in a minute. Doing my checks through eBay, I don't do CEX, guys. I've often said this, I never do CEX. So it's eBay. Sold listings so far. I think the cheapest game there was the Phoenix game, which don't sell for much, probably 20 quid, even though it's sealed, it's 20 quid game. But the rest of them are 50 plus, £50 plus. So I've got at least, and I did say to him, I'm going to be looking at, by the time I've changed all these cases, I'm looking at £500-600 worth. Got them for note. So anyway, this next game I'm going to pull out is, what does he call it? The coup de grace, the be all and end all. Some people call it the Holy Grail. When I spotted this, I was like, both. I was like, yeah, guys, some people will know it automatically. In the hunt. In the hunt. There you go. It's the PAL. It's not the when I first saw this, I had to realise that this is not the Japanese version, because you go on eBay, you type it in, it's all Japanese. It's very rare you see the PAL version of In the Hunt, and it's got the English text. Guys, sold listings on eBay. I've seen this game sell for £200-300. Yes, right. And it's also complete. It's complete with manual. The disc is virtually, disc is flawless, guys. And like I say, they could, it's a little bit not rippled, but it's been opened, I'd say. There's no wrong with it. There's no wrong with the manual at all. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, mate, that is, in itself, it's a £200-300 game in itself. And I brought the lot for 120 quid. Probably the best PS1 deal I've ever had in my life. Anyway, the last game I'm going to come to is a game. What it was. I saw this game and I'm like, oh my God, this brings back memories. And it's a rabbit hole I don't want to go down. And I remember my mum and dad, my own mum and dad, playing this game. And I kind of like put it to the side. I was like, I don't want that. Don't want that. Obviously, when I picked out the PS1 games I wanted, there was a hell of a lot more games, guys, in the bag. There was PS2, there was PS3, but there was also beyond repair, or guys, it was all totally knackered. So I carefully went through them, even discs. And there was a game. Oh God, it was a PS3 game. Probably now worth about 30, 40 quid if you had it. And it was the disc, everything was wrecked. The disc was wrecked. So I left that behind. There was quite a few games that I just like, no, that's too wrecked. That is never going to load. It's never going to play. That is crap. So I left it behind, which is why I've got my personal selection here, and I left the rest of them to him. But this last game in this bag is a rabbit hole I don't want to go down. But like I said, my mum and dad used to play it. And that is for the Master System. For the Master System, guys, all I said to him, I put it to the side, and all I said to him was, like, oh, that game brings back memories because my mum and dad used to play that. But it's complete with manual, guys. Complete with manual. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet because I've got no... Obviously, it's not been tested. I don't know if it works because he's got no... I ain't even got a Master System. Right, so I don't know where this is going to go. But I remember my parents playing this game when I was I was older than a teenager. How old was I when I used to see my mum and dad play this? I don't know. Too busy chasing girls. And this is one of them games where it's like I've had questions in the past by other YouTubers saying, how come you don't play N64 or Master System? Or guys, I'm older than, watching YouTube. Most people that I watch are in the 40s. Guys, I'm a year off 60. I'm nearly 60 years old, guys. So I've got 20 years on you. So you think about it in context, I missed out. I missed out on these. I missed out on the Master System. I missed out on the Mega Drive. I missed out on the SNES. I'll be honest, I only caught up on gaming from PS1 onwards. And even that was far in between. In fact, the first game I ever completed on the PS1 was Resident Evil, and then it was a game called, oh God, can't remember. Anyway, PS2 was where it really kicked in, which is why I collect PS2 games, and then it really took off with PS3, Xbox 360, but I don't know what I'm going to do with that because I've got no nostalgia for it. I'm not I am tempted because I used to watch my mum and dad play this game. I'm tempted to go and buy a Master System just to try it. I don't know. What do you do? I'm not going to make some decisions, because it's like I say, I don't even know if this works because I can't test it. I've tested every PS1 game and they all load and they all work. I can't test this. I don't know if that works. So I'm thinking, is it worth going out and buying a Master System just to see if this works? I know I can clean it if there's a chance it might be a bit, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know yet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that. So anybody in the comments, if you think I should buy a Master System, I don't normally do this, but I'm going to ask people in the comments. If you think I should buy a Master System, just to play this game, try it, test it, because I know the consoles, 9 times out of 10, the console is cheaper than the game. We know this. The console is always cheaper than. Now, there's games out there worth thousands. There's consoles you pick up for 20, 30 quid. So it might be worth just buying a console. I don't know. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, guys. I don't want a shelf full of Master System games because I'm not into them. I've got no nostalgia. I've got no. Some of you might say, just try it, you never know. Because I'm one for don't knock it till you try it. Don't knock it till you try it, which in my next video, you'll realise where that comes from because I've got something in my next video which is going to come out probably around Christmas where I went through a game console and decided I didn't want anything to do with it, but I kept certain games and I'm hoping to show you them games. You know, hiccups. But anyway, yeah, Teddy Boy. Fantastic game. What I used to watch my parents play, an absolutely fantastic game. But like I say, do I or don't I? Anyway, guys, the last thing is this. I've said in previous videos where I've got a lot of doubles. I've got Xbox 360 and PS3 where I've got the same game, like Silent Hill on the PS2. A video I did not long ago. I can't. Hiccups. Right, a video I did not long ago of Silent Hill collection where you get them all. You get them all in one box. You got all 3 games in one box. So I thought I'll keep that and get rid of my separate ones where you got 2, 3, and 4 all separate. So I did. I sold them for £190. £190. Guys, I can't even edit this because I don't know how to. Otherwise, I'd edit my hiccups. Anyway, so yeah, I sold Silent Hill 2, 3, and 4 for £190, which is the separate ones because they're more common. You pick them up all day long. I don't understand why they're as expensive as they are because the Silent Hill collection, which I've got all in one box, is more rare. I don't like using the word rare, but it is. And then I sold because there's no point. I just want to explain. What's the point in keeping the same game? You know what? And these hiccups are pissing me off, and I can't even edit. Right, so I got the Painkiller Collector's Edition on PS3 and Xbox 360. I had 2 of them. The PS3 one, I sold it for £145 complete. It's called Painkiller, Hell and Damnation. Again with the PS3, Blaze of Time, sealed. Sealed, guys. This is a sealed copy, which, right, I just want to explain that the reason this went so as cheap as it did, because it probably would demand more on eBay. Right, PS3, Blaze of Time, sealed. I sold it for 270 quid. Sealed. English, UK English version. And some of you might be saying, well, that's too cheap. But I sold it to my friend, Mansfield Man, because he wants to get it graded. Now, I just want to explain as well that a lot of time at the moment, when you get an expensive pre-owned game, which might warrant being an £100 game, and then you get the same game but sealed, it doesn't mean it's worth 2 or 3 times as much. But people are saying, oh, it's got to be worth millions because it's sealed or it's graded. Not in my book. And a lot of people think the same. So I'm probably in the YouTube community, I've probably got more sealed games than most of them. But over the years, I've realised sealed games, I was picking up 10, 15 quid 10, 12, 15 years ago. Some of the prices have dropped where nobody cares for sealed games anymore. Where, even though they're guaranteed if they open them up, the disc is going to be flawless. The manual's never been touched. That's fine. But it doesn't warrant that a game, just because it's sealed, is worth more. Because the value depends on quantity and people that want it. If you want a game, you're going to buy it, and you are going to. I do it the same. If I see a game and I see a sealed version for like 50 quid, and then I see a light new or mint condition for 15, 20 quid, I'm not going to buy the sealed version. The only reason I was buying sealed games is back in the day because they were cheap. They were cheap because nobody wanted them, and it works the same today. Nobody's buying sealed games at the moment because what's the point? Unless you're a museum. I've got my museum piece just there where I've got sealed games. I've got, which will never get opened, and it's a shame. I admit. I've heard of YouTubers say, I'm a gamer, don't collect, so fair dues, but don't knock it, because at the same time, sealed games in the future are going to be a thing. I believe that. And I also see that when I'm not here no more, when my life is over, and all of this goes to my sons, which are not into all this, they can make a profit, they can sell it all off, and it's not about me being a gamer or a collector. It's about me being realistic. It's about where we are in life. Where I know. And this is another video, guys, and I will do a video. I will do a video explaining on certain things. Anyway, so yeah, PS3 Blaze of Time sealed. 269, Painkiller 145, and Silent Hill, which is the most common. If you buy them separately, they're common. They're more day long. 109. So I made a total of £613. £630 by selling doubles. And I've got a lot more doubles to sell, to be honest. Which we're going to go into next year. We're going to go into next year on this one because there's something that I really want for my games room, which is rare. It's not a game, but it's game related. It's like I'm not going to say what it is in case somebody goes looking for it, but yeah, I really want it. It's going to be, even though I've just made 600 and some pound by selling doubles, I've still got, I estimated doing my homework over the last 3 weeks, I've still got at least £3,000 or £4,000 worth of doubles on my shelves. And that going into 2026 is going to happen. I'm going to start because, guys, I'm getting old, right? I know. All of this, you know, I've said it before, all of this goes to my sons. Some people say, why do you collect? It's no good to you. No good to me, yeah, I agree. No good to me. But while I've got it, I know it's going to end up, and my sons will take the advantage of that. And that this is the intention, my intention of knowing this is going to go to a fantastic cause. This is going to help my sons when I'm gone. And I see programs where abandoned houses where there's hordes of newspapers and crap all over the floor, and I'm like, nah, mine will be full of games. Anyway, that's another video. I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. Make of it what you will. Comments. Don't judge me for, how can I put it? The guy was a young'un. He was only like in his late 20s, 30s. I did say to it, I'll be putting a video out, and I gave him my. So he's probably going to watch this, and I apologise to him if I come across a bit harsh, but it's how the world works, you know. I went in blind. I brought these games untested. I brought these games without the willing to. I mean, I wouldn't have gone out my way and paid it. I want to brought all these games individual, say off eBay or CEX at £50 each. I want to done that because we're looking at probably £700 worth of games there. I want to done that. I'd have just left it and carried on with my life. So, and I've still got hiccups. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to come back around to that side of the camera. But I still want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Happy Christmas. Hi guys. Yeah, you know. So this is it. Um, yeah, I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. This is the, what day we're on, 22nd? Yeah, 22nd of December. So, yeah. Anyway, enjoy. Bye for now.